Hi guys, a very happy Diwali to all of you. Diwali is one of my favorite festivals. Everything is so lit up, the whole family comes together to celebrate together. We pray to our ancestors for abundance and for our health. The vibes during the season are immaculate. And for those who celebrate Diwali, they would also know that Diwali is also called the festival of money. We are opening new accounts, we are launching new businesses, we are buying golds, we are making investments and exchanging gifts with our near and dear ones. Also, a big part of the tradition of Diwali is praying to Goddess Lakshmi and inviting her to our homes for abundance. But the thing is that Lakshmi just doesn't represent abundance. She also represents flow. Flow in your habits, flow in your hobbies, flow in your money, flow in your life. And flow cannot exist if there are leaks in our system, if there are leaks in our money beliefs. So I have come up with this ritual for myself. Before I celebrate Diwali every year, I do this one small thing, a quick 5-minute wealth audit. In this audit, what I briefly do is that I reflect back on my year, I reflect back on my habits, I reflect what is my vision, what is my goal, and how are my current habits aligning to it. It's kind of my way to recognize where these leaks exist, how I can fix them, and how when I pray for abundance, it actually shows up and it stays. So this is not going to be a preachy or a gyan video. It's going to be a very candid and a brief conversation about my Diwali ritual that I do every year that helps me put things in perspective for myself. And I hope that this might also help you. Just spare 5 minutes and you will be able to catch the essence of it. This goes beyond making rangolis and cleaning houses. And if this video helps even one person out there, it has served its purpose. So I hope you like this conversation. Give it a like and let's start. Okay, so I call this my quick Diwali wealth audit. You don't necessarily need to do it on a spreadsheet. I do it on my notes app on my phone. The point is to go through all the major buckets and jot down numbers so you stay grounded and are able to look at things with perspective. First, I literally check my current standing, that is my net worth. This can be done very easily by literally going through what you are earning and what you are spending. If you don't like this number, if you're not satisfied with this number, there are things that you can do to change it. And yes, the number does change. But reflecting on your net worth, on your current standing will help you understand that, okay, this is something that I definitely need to work on. Second, really important to me, I look at how my income actually comes to me. I ask myself that, is my income really dependent on spending time, active time on getting that money? Or am I able to make money by not really dedicating so much of active time? This calls for active versus passive income streams and how many of each I have built and what are the contributions of these streams to my whole earning capacity. For me, till a few years ago, it was all active income. But gradually, over a period, I was able to build passive income streams that generate me consistent and growing cash flow. Now, these are my products, these are my investments, these are my dividends that I earn from these investments. Plus, I'm also starting to work on some more of these streams now. So we'll see how it goes from here. Third, overlooked but really important, I focus my energy on fixing one leak. There's always this one app subscription, some random app fee, or a random business expense that is deducted from your account every year. We don't really realize it, but these expenses, they sort of eat away from your whole money management system slowly and gradually. And frankly, it's not always necessarily a financial thing. This can be a toxic habit or an energy that is just draining you. So I try to pause and cancel just one thing, one habit. It's small, but it's symbolic. It's kind of like talking to myself and saying that I respect the systems that I'm building. I respect the life that I'm trying to get and I'm working towards it. This habit, this energy doesn't serve its purpose anymore. Fourth, okay, this might seem cliche, but it is super important. Now, during such festival times, during auspicious times, energy is running high and most of us, we tend to overcommit ourselves. But before you sign that deal or before you make that investment, take a step back and ask yourself that if everything goes to bust tomorrow, will you be able to survive 6 months without having any income in your hand? That is your cue to check your emergency fund. It doesn't have to be a crazy amount. The purpose of an emergency fund is just to make sure that you survive if you're not earning money for the next 6 months, and 6 months is a good enough period. You can start with just 5,000 when you want to build your emergency fund and gradually increase the amount till you reach your desired pool. Now, how do we know this pool? Well, just calculate your expenses in a month, that is your rents, your bills, your food bills, your groceries, etc. and take a rough figure of how much it would cost to survive for 6 months. That would be your emergency pool that you must have built or should build for sure. Frankly, it is one of those boring things that we all tend to postpone, but it brings a crazy amount of peace once it's sorted. And lastly, I write this one line. By next Diwali, I want my money to and a blank. And this blank I fill with whatever I really want. This can be your hobbies, this can be visiting new places, this can be buying things for your loved ones or even for yourself. Why not? Because let's be honest, real wealth is not just how much you make, it's how that money makes your life at ease and gets you what you really want. It can be anything. So that's pretty much it, and it barely takes more than 5 minutes. But this ritual helps me put a lot of things in perspective. I started doing this a few years ago when I started earning, and it helps me understand the way I look at money and also what I really want from life. The point is not to be perfect about money, but be intentional and present about it. Every year, every Diwali, we spend so much time cleaning our houses, decorating our houses, and I feel that having this clarity is also a sort of cleansing, which is super important. So, before you light your diyas this Diwali, I hope you spend just 5 minutes reflecting back on your life, financially and otherwise. I'm not trying to be preachy here, but it is just an active practice that has helped me a lot. And then you celebrate, knowing fully and peacefully that whatever abundance finds you this year, you are ready to hold it. So if this video gave you even a little bit of nudge, I hope you give it a like because it does help the algorithm. And let me know in the comments below, what leak are you going to fix this year? Wish you all a Diwali full of calm, clarity and compounding light, and I'll see you on the next one.